Hello guys and welcome to Scudgy Face Plays, and this is my new set of tutorials called Redstone 101. Now in these tutorials I'm not really doing like a really intense guide, more of a basic starter's guide so you guys could get going with Redstone. And once I've done that, I can start showing you how to do really like complicated things like weird machines and fancy moving doors and all kinds of stuff. So let's get going. So now I've done my little introduction, let me just show you around a couple of the blocks. Now we have the first block, which is the redstone ore. Now typically this is a bit of a useless block on its own, but when you mine it, you can get up to five like drops of redstone. Now this doesn't really do much. If you punch it, it sort of lights up a little bit, or if you jump on it, it lights up a little bit. It doesn't give off a redstone signal though. That is the only downside to it. It'd be cool if it did, but oh well. And then once you mine this, you get this stuff, and then this is your redstone dust, and then when you place this on the floor, you get redstone wire. Now redstone wire is literally just how to hook one thing up to another. That's literally it. There's nothing really special about it. Well, obviously there is, because it's the backbone of this whole thing, but you guys know what I mean. And then there's the redstone torch, which is like pretty much your infinite power source, if you will. Like this power source never dies. Well, essentially it never dies, but the problem is it only lasts 15 blocks. As you can see, I get all the way down and this is the 15th block. So it lasts all the way up to 15 blocks. But if I try to put one more piece of redstone down, as you can see, that is just dead. That is completely like dead. It's the dullest there is, and there's no like nothing coming off it. It's dead. But this is where the good thing comes in. This is a repeater. A repeater is something that extends the signal of redstone so you can reach further like planes essentially. So say you wanted your redstone signal to come all the way out here, but the problem is it dies at here. You would replace this redstone like wire with a repeater facing in the direction you're going, and it'll last for another 15 blocks from here. So a repeater is a good little thing to have in your arsenal. Okay, what else have we got? We've got the switch, which gives a constant power source when on, but when off, obviously, it doesn't. Switches, they do pretty much the same. They give a power source when pressed, but as soon as the button like pops back out, it stops. A redstone button would last around about a second, or to be precise, about 0.9 of a second. So pretty much a second. There are two types. There is wood and stone. There's no difference between the two. None of them are faster. None of them are stronger. It's just the look of them. There's no difference at all. Next, we have pressure plates. Now, pressure plates are, I don't know, I can't really explain it. Pressure plates are just something you can stand on, and it's like a button, but on the floor. That's it. It's a button, but that's on the floor. Except for this one, you can stay constantly on, and it'll stay constantly, like whatever you're on, as long as you're standing on it, it will stay constantly lit. Or, in this case, lit, or other cases, it could be like a piston or something. There is a couple of differences with the types of the types of pressure plates. As in, the stone needs something heavier than a block, because wooden ones can be activated by blocks. As you can see, there's a block on the wooden one, and if we try and do the same to the stone, just nothing is going to happen, because a block is not heavy enough. You need someone like, well, obviously your own self to jump on it, or an animal, or even a skeleton, a creeper, or whatever. So next we have the pistons. Pistons, when powered, extend their arm like so. Now again, there is two types of pistons. There is a standard piston and a sticky piston, and the sticky piston is literally what it says on the tin. So say there's a block out in front. If you activate the piston, it will push out and grab, and then when you retract the piston, it will go back with it. And that's obviously why it's called a sticky piston. Next, you've probably just seen them over there, but this is a redstone lamp, which is a lot like glowstone, gives off the same brightness as a glowstone, except that you can turn it on and off. Now that's pretty handy if you're making a lighting system, if you ask me. Next we have the note block, and a note block is essentially just a block that makes a bit of a noise. So let's set it to a pitch. Right, we've got our pitch, and then if we flick like a switch or press a button, it would obviously make that noise. And then we have the dispenser, which when you activate will chuck out something. In this case it's chucking me carrots, but you can fill this thing with anything and it will chuck it out. If you have water or lava, it will chuck the actual water or the actual lava out. If you have arrows, it would fire arrows out, and so on and so forth. And this is a new addition to Minecraft Xbox 360, which is the tripwire, which requires 2 tripwire hooks, literally right opposite from each other, and then you need at least a 1 gap. I've put a 2. You need at least a 1 gap where you just put string, and then that adds like sort of a trip. Well, it is a tripwire, and when you walk over it, it activates. It's simple as that, and it's such an easy and simple thing to do. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so now I want to show you some of the uses and limitations of redstone. Now the uses are quite apparent at first, which is, say you've got, like, say, a powered rail obviously needs redstone. An iron door definitely needs redstone to open it. A wooden door doesn't need it to open, but it can be opened, the same with, obviously, the trapdoor and the fence. Now, if we power these, as you can see, they all turn on and they all open. So that's, like, a really basic and easy use of redstone. Now, that's probably as far as I'm going to go at the moment in this episode. So don't worry about if you don't want to get too complicated yet. Just wait for the next episode. It'll get a bit more complicated then. So yeah, that's basically it. There's your on-off, like, open, close. Now, here's the limitations. I want this switch to turn that on. But the problem is, redstone won't go up a wall, and it won't turn it on from there. So there's our problem at the moment. Okay? So, what we need to do is we need to figure out how to get the signal up there. Now, the easiest way, but more space, let's say. It uses more space to do this, but it's the easiest way to do it, which is just to build a set of stairs. Well, say stairs, build some, like, steps up towards it and just put the redstone on like so, and it works. It's simple. Or, which is sort of my personal favourite, which, not favourite, just, like, faster and easier way to go straight up, which is the redstone torch way. Now, I'll just demonstrate really quickly. If you put a redstone torch on top of a block like so, and then put a lever onto that block, you can then use it to control the redstone torch. Now, this works even if you put redstone all around it. It will work just the same. Like, it won't have any limitations. So you could have, like, one really, really big powered block if you really wanted to. Now, here are some of the limitations for this. If I put a block above this, right? If I put a block above this and then put a redstone torch onto that, this redstone torch would automatically turn off because it is powered by this one. This redstone torch powers this block, and because this block is powered, it sort of defuses this redstone torch. But then all I need to do is flick that switch and the top one goes on. Now, that's what I've done over here. This is how this one is powered. I flick the switch and there we go. It comes on. Now, that to me seems a lot easier than just building up like that and it being all like stairs and stuff. So, yeah, it's up to you. I think now let's basically build our first little redstone contraption, something that's really easy to build and something we don't really have to go into too much detail about. But let's build a really simple and easy lighting system. Okay, so what we need to do is obviously we need our first, like, little basic hut, which I haven't done too big. It's not like the most amazing thing in the world, but it is a little hut. Now, if we go inside, as you can see, it's light enough in here because obviously the door. But let's say we covered the door up. Now it gets darker, and we need a bit of light, don't we? So let's first of all decide where we're going to have our lights. Now, I'm probably just going to do a simple one strip across the top, and that's probably it. So let's go on the outside and have a quick look. So we've made our hole for our lights, which we're going to literally just fill fully in with the redstone lamps. Now what we need to do is this needs to be powered. Now we only technically don't, we could technically fill that full of redstone, then bring it over here and do it that way. But to save like material, let's say, well, it's not much material, but it is still material. We just put redstone on the first, well, the middle 2 blocks, and then we bring it over a little bit to the corner. Now I'm going to bring it all the way to the corner for me. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually forget about that. Sorry, I'm going to bring it to this one here, which is this one right near the door, which is here, which is this block here. And if we get a lever and we put it on the ceiling, which don't worry, you can do. There we go. We've got our very simple light system, so we can come into our house. It's like, oh, it's dark. Let's turn the lights on. Done. Now, don't worry if you think, oh, well, I want more lights than that. Well, it's just simply the same. We just make the area bigger. The area we want to have the lights, we just make bigger. And it's as simple as that. And you don't have to cover all the blocks. Because basically, I'll show you in a sec why you don't need to cover all, but I'd say if you're doing something like, say, that size, just cover all the middle blocks and then run your redstone out. And there we go. And then we'll do that and we'll power it on, and there we go. That's our, our lovely redstone, simple redstone lighting. And then we could simply just come up here and obviously cover everything up with some blocks really easily. I'm not going to go into that now, but we could easily cover it up. It wouldn't take too long, and it wouldn't be too much hassle. Okay, so now we're going to find out why we don't really need to cover it all up. Not cover it all up. Now we need to find out, why we only need to put redstone on a certain amount of lamps. Okay, now I'm going to show you the reason why I didn't cover all the lamps in redstone. It's because we don't actually need to. Now, if I turn this thing on, you see it's powered, yeah? Now, if I put a redstone block there, it will light that up. If I put it there, it will light it up. There, it will light up. And even on top, it will light it up. But here's the limitations of this little thing. Now, it will light up any block that is adjacent to the power source. So, this middle block is the power block, which is powering everything that's on it. Now, the only downside is we can't add anything outside of these parameters because it just would not light up, because it's not a direct connection to the source block, which is obviously here, like I said. So that is the reason why I didn't cover up all of, the light system. So that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot of these because I enjoy redstone, I really do. And oh wait, yeah, sorry, there's one more thing I forgot before I end, which I wasn't going to do yet because obviously I don't want things to be a mess. But another great thing about redstone is you can pop it like here. Well, not here, you don't have to put it here, but you can put it places where that has a redstone signal. As soon as it gets that redstone signal, it doesn't explode because I'm stupid. No, it doesn't explode. No, it has to have direct signal like that, almost. I don't know. I think so. I don't know. I'm confused. There we go. It needs to have a direct signal going into it. If it was something like this and you wanted the line to keep going along, you would need a repeater like so, and then that would, if you put repeaters like there, like that, that would power the rest of it like that. So yeah, this is basically what the use of redstone in TNT does. It blows up, which is why I was leaving it to the end. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please like and subscribe. I've had a lot of fun doing this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Visit my Facebook and Twitter whenever you guys want to. And I'll see you next time. Bye! Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you want to see more of my redstone and survival videos, and if you want to become a squidgy then hey, click that big red button down there. And as always, guys, bye!